What is up, people? Miles here with Keep the Change. Today we are talking about a lot of things actually, but the main focus of this video is the fact that I'm going to be leaving Robinhood due to one reason. We'll get into it, but if you want to know my history, I actually started a Robinhood account back in 2017, I want to say. And the entire reason that I started an account in the first place is because my dad told me about it, and he told me that it had zero commission, so obviously I wouldn't have to pay to buy or sell a stock. This is really common now, but back in the day, it really wasn't. I used to have a Fidelity account, and I would have to pay anywhere from $5 to $10 every time I bought a stock, and I had around $2,000 at the time, so that actually kind of ate into my money quite a bit. And when I first opened up an account, I loved it. I thought the UI was really useful. It was really easy and simple to access. I felt like anybody could use it. I thought the free stock option was cool, where if you referred a friend, you got a free stock. I thought everything about it was just really cool. And over the years, Robinhood has definitely shown that it is not really a super professional type app, but that's never personally bothered me. I never viewed it as that. I just viewed it as a very easy way to buy stocks and to get people into investing. But one of the first examples of this would be the Robinhood infinite money glitch, where people basically, figured out how to get a bunch of free money from Robinhood and then buy stocks with it or options. And the people who found this out was a subreddit called Wall Street Bets, and that's going to be a common theme throughout this video. So just keep them in the back of your head, okay? They're kind of like a Reddit for like options traders and gamblers and degenerates. It's a fun place, but we're getting a little off topic. So the point is, Robinhood is just not the most professional, okay? There's not many other brokers that you can look to that are as new as that or have that many exploitations or anything. So the entire reason I'm leaving the app is what has occurred this week, and I'm sure you haven't been living under a rock or anything, so you probably already know about GameStop. But if you don't know, I'll just try and sum it up here real quick. Basically, GameStop stock was extremely shorted, and it was trading at like $3 a share, I think like this time last year. But then a bunch of good news came out for the company. So Michael Burry bought in. He's the guy from The Big Short. If you haven't seen that, definitely go and watch it, okay? I highly recommend it. Great movie. Ryan Cohen bought in. He bought 10% of the company, and that was a very interesting move, kind of out of nowhere. He's the owner of Chewy, so I guess it makes sense because GameStop is trying to be more on the e-commerce side and everything. But yeah, their sales throughout the pandemic were actually kind of surprising. They weren't that bad. I mean, their e-commerce was growing a lot. Obviously, the revenue declined, but that was to be expected. It was not nearly as bad as people thought it would be, and people were saying that this stock was going to go bankrupt or whatever, and obviously that did not happen. So after all this good news for GameStop, it went from around $3 a share to like 17 or something like that. And this was sort of the tipping point, right? Because people realized that this stock is kind of a meme, okay? And they realized the ultimate meme potential on this on Wall Street Bets. They actually kind of all, banded together and discussed the stock. That's when the revelation occurred, okay? The epiphany that this stock is more shorted than shares are on the market. So basically everyone on Reddit was saying if they buy enough shares, eventually the shorts are going to have to cover and buy shares at whatever price they put it at, right? So with all this speculation and with all this hype around it, everyone went balls deep into GameStop, okay? They were not pulling out, nothing was happening, right? They were going in. And GameStop last Monday went up 100%, and then on Tuesday it went up 100%, 2 days in a row. And on Wednesday, it went up 100%. 3 days in a row, GameStop went up 100%. Now, the stock is up from like $20 a share all the way to $300. So this is pretty crazy. Everyone on Reddit is super excited. And in a weird way, Wall Street Bets for once was actually on the winning side of things. And the hedge funds were on the losing side, okay? They were having to pay massive amounts of money to buy GameStop stock because they were just so short on the stock. So just to recap, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, the stock goes up 100%, and on Thursday the unthinkable happens, okay? There's betrayal, there's a lot of tears shed. It's a very sad time. Basically, if you go on Robinhood, you actually cannot buy the stock at all you can do is sell it. You can't even buy GameStop anymore. It's just literally impossible. They like blocked you from being able to do that. There was no warning that they were going to do this. They just went out and did it without anyone's permission, really. And I mean, allegedly, according to them, they said that they had to do it. was like clearinghouse things. They had to do it, but I don't know how true that is. We'll get into that in a second. But essentially, Robinhood prevented people from buying all sorts of stocks. It wasn't just GameStop. It was AMC. It was BlackBerry, Nokia. I think there was like anywhere from 10 to 15 names that were all mentioned on Wall Street Bets. And the fact that they blocked people buying was bad enough, but it wasn't bad enough for me to say, Robinhood, you guys are the worst company ever, even though a lot of Reddit users felt this way. I didn't think it was the worst thing ever in the world, okay? It is kind of helping people in a weird way, although ironically, you're just adding fuel to the fire by, making these people not be able to buy it. Everyone's just going to be talking about GameStop stock. Like, you could have just let them have the pump and dump happen, but now it's like an all-out war. Now it's like bigger than the stock itself. It's like politics is involved, and a lot of crazy things occurred. None of these things were my direct issue with Robinhood, honestly. I thought, it's kind of a volatile time, but probably gonna have to pull out all the stops, even though it's very, very shady that they did this. I'm not gonna lie. It's not a great move, but in my mind, I was like, if they could justify it, maybe I could excuse them. And that is where my problem comes in with the company. So the CEO of Robinhood went on to CNBC, and he went on a bunch of different shows basically trying to explain why he actually made it so you couldn't buy any of these stocks and you could only sell them. And people would ask him over and over, so why'd you do it? So why'd you do it? And they kept saying that, they had to keep up with volatility, or they had to keep up with certain SEC regulations. It was just a bunch of nonsense, right? Like, it was basically just them lying through their teeth, okay? Straight to your face. And my biggest problem was that he would not answer the question directly. He was just giving such indirect answers that you can't even make sense of. They just don't make any sense. And that's a huge issue when a company is very, unethical, and on top of that, they're not transparent, right? Because it's one thing to kind of do some things differently. It sounded like they were just doing it to save themselves, and they couldn't even give a good explanation onto why they were doing it. So it was just very shady, and it got even worse because on Friday, they blocked even more names. They blocked names like Starbucks. You couldn't buy shares of Starbucks. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't think Reddit is gonna pump and dump Starbucks. I really don't think they're gonna do that. Now, the two big issues I have with them doing this is, one, the fact that it's very not transparent. It's very out of the blue. It's kind of like, why are you doing this? And they're not just giving a straight answer. And the second reason is because that's such a slippery slope. Because when I look at my stocks and I'm looking at a company like GAN, when I'm looking at a company like Momo, these are companies with less than 4 billion in market cap, and they're definitely very subject to get ran up a lot in terms of stock price, or ran down. They go and stop GameStop. If you can't buy GameStop, who's to say that they're not going to stop you from buying those as well? That's just kind of a slippery slope. So I'm definitely getting off Robinhood. Now, I will stay on the app just for like a couple months. I think I'll probably get off of it in the beginning of April, late March. And the main reason I'm not leaving any sooner is just I have to just figure it all out in terms of money, in terms of taxes, in terms of where I'm going to transfer, like what brokerage I want to go to. I think I'll probably go to M1 Finance. I see a lot of people go on that. It looks very interesting to me, but also just the sentimental value I have to this portfolio. Because I mean, don't get me wrong, before this week, I loved Robinhood. Robinhood could do nothing bad in my eyes, okay? They were a great company, regardless of all the flaws they had. I thought they were just like quirks or characteristics, but in reality, it shows you how fundamentally broken this app is, okay? It shows you how unprofessional they actually are. Because when a place like Fidelity or E-Trade or M1 Finance can actually let you buy GameStop and Robinhood doesn't, or Webull doesn't, it's just kind of suspicious. It kind of makes you ask questions. But I'm also at a conflict here because I've had this portfolio for over like 4 years now. So kind of transfer it, I'm losing every single gain, every single trade I've ever made. It's kind of like starting from scratch in a way, which on one hand is a good thing. My market returns will look better or whatever because I kind of screwed up my Robinhood portfolio early on. I kind of burned myself. That's basically where I'm at with this whole Reddit, GameStop, Robinhood situation. It's a lot going on. It's a lot to digest. I would have wanted to make a video on it sooner, but I feel like so much news is coming out every single day that it's almost hard to keep up. And it's kind of a shame because there's a lot of great companies that are reporting earnings this week. I think Apple reported, I think Tesla reported. I'm pretty sure Visa reported, Microsoft, and I definitely want to shine some light on all of those earnings because in the stock market, usually earnings are a very exciting time, but they've all been overshadowed by this GameStop situation, which I'm not mad at all. It's very just funny timing. I do like the GameStop thing. It's very entertaining. I feel like people who have never been into stocks are talking about them now, and it's kind of good in a way. But in the same sense, I miss when people were hyped about earnings. You know what I mean? Because I'm still hyped. I'm still looking into these companies. So yeah, man. And that's kind of where I'm at. I'll probably join M1 Finance soon. If anyone has a referral link, let me know. I'll probably use it. And yeah, so let me know what you guys think of Robinhood right now. Let me know what you guys think of this whole GameStop situation. I know it's a lot is going on. And have a great day. Thank you for watching. Love you.